This one here is a registration form, if you could just fill that one in.
Yeah, perfect, thank you. I think the risk of the AstraZeneca jab is quite low.
Taylor Montgomery is 28. He can't wait to get his first AstraZeneca COVID vaccine today at this doctor's surgery in Hobart.
Anything in life you do, there's always going to be a risk, but there's scientists there, they've proven that it works, so let's just do it.
Taylor hasn't paid too much attention to debate around the Astra vaccine and its rare blood clotting side effect, but he did hear about the government making it easier for GPs to give the jab to young people like him.
Now that it's available, I thought, let's do it. Let's do it for the community.
Hi Taylor. So
Hello.
you've come in for your COVID vaccine
Yes.
today?
AstraZeneca's blood clotting risk is higher among younger people, while their risk of severe illness from COVID is lower. That's seen the AZ jab go from being recommended for everyone in Australia to now just for people over
Are
60.
you happy if I just chat to you a little bit more
Certainly.
detail about...
But with vaccination rates low and plenty of AstraZeneca available, the Prime Minister recently reminded young adults it wasn't entirely off limits.
We are making it clear that others may access that if they wish by having that discussion with their GPs.
I don't want people giving out incorrect advice that could put people's lives in danger.
When you create confusion inadvertently, regardless of how you create it, you will create uncertainty and see a drop-off in people coming for vaccination because they just don't know who to listen to.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's just been so confusing, and I'm a medical practitioner in the field getting regular updates and things, so I can only imagine how hard it is for people who aren't medical. Which arm would you like it in today?
Preferably the left.
The left one? Yeah. The events over the past couple of weeks in other parts of Australia where there's been lockdowns, I think that's probably been what's been more crucial in driving this seeking out of vaccines.
So far, about 5.4 million doses of AstraZeneca have been administered across all age groups nationwide. Meanwhile, 3.6 million Pfizer shots have been given, and the pace of vaccinations is picking up. Nearly 1 million jabs were given last week. But with the federal government under fire for falling short of the original targets it pledged for the vaccine rollout, it's called in the military.
Welcome to the war game of the National Campaign Plan for the COVID vaccine rollout.
Army Lieutenant General John Fruin is now in charge of distributing Australia's vaccine supplies.
We have the supplies coming through the course of this year where we expect every Australian can access a vaccine.
But not even CAR-Key can fix Australia's fundamental problem that we don't have enough mRNA vaccines like Pfizer, which don't cause the clotting problem.
We're only able to access AstraZeneca at this point in time. We would be very keen to have the Pfizer vaccine.
People keep on walking in here asking us to be able to vaccinate them, but it's just frustrating to be able to say no.
Pharmacist Andrew Niao owns 4 chemist outlets in Perth. He's also president of the state's Pharmacy Guild and says pharmacists should have been brought into the rollout as was planned months ago.
It was going to be around May, then it was going to be June, then July, and now we don't really know. All of my pharmacists here have undergone the training, and there's about 6 of us here that have all done it and are ready to go.
The federal government has approved about 4,000 chemists to give COVID jabs, but only a fraction of those deemed suitable have actually been granted supplies and brought into the rollout.
We can't expect people to get vaccinated and make it hard for them. It makes it a lot easier if we can increase their access points.
We are increasingly bringing on pharmacists as well. Quite specifically right now, I'm talking with New South Wales on an almost daily basis to look at how we might bring pharmacists into the distribution networks there more quickly to help manage with this particular crisis.
Fear and confusion about vaccines have reached into some of Australia's most remote areas too.
That first vaccine, AstraZeneca, I reckon that's what everybody was worried about. Everybody seen news, you know. That's what really frightened them.
Charlie Gunnabarra is the chairman of the Aboriginal Health Service in Manangrida, 400 kilometres east of Darwin.
Coming!
He was first in line just over a week ago when health workers arrived for a 4-day Pfizer vaccine blitz.
Thumbs up.
Got it.
But there weren't as many others queuing as was hoped, so Charlie and others kicked their local vaccine campaign into overdrive.
I went around camp to camp, visiting all different people, and I said, if we don't have this vaccine, if we have that coronavirus hit Manangrida, this community, we'll have no people living in this community. They'll be all gone.
By foot, bus and big screen, the vaccine messages went out. And traditional owners who'd been jabbed assured others it was safe.
People were so frightened to get this needle. But since I got this needle and I spoke to my people and they all came to get our needle to save for their families and save for their community and it's safe for everything.
Their campaign worked. More than 1,300 people were vaccinated, including 453 on a single day, a new record for a vaccination site in the Northern Territory.
Manangrida, if you need to get your COVID vaccine, we have one more COVID vaccine shot left.
We know that when messages are presented in a way that's understandable, clear, salient for that community in the language that they understand and resonate with, we know that you've got much more of a chance of those messages being accepted and received.
There you go. All done.
Manangrida doctors and including your staff, thank you for all coming and save for my community. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.